Hey guys, hi again. I'm here with Fouad Reeves, one of my a friend which I've just met recently, but this amazing guy. I was fascinated by his story. I wanted to share it with you because why it fascinated me and why I wanted to share it with other people, with my group, with our community, is because of your, how it turned out that you had this in mind, like a dream, being an actor or comedian was just a dream, and you had like different, you started life in trading, in finance, and in trading and finance, like an office job, and still you had this dream, and you managed to just put it away, pull all that financial thing away, and just kind of turn your passion, your dream into like your real life, and that's what you do now. So we just here nearby the theater where Fouad is gonna be rehearsing tonight, and he gave us a few minutes of his time, and if you can just quickly give us some information how it was from where you're coming from and what turned you, how was the transition, should I put all that aside and I'll just leave my dream?
All right, no problem. Hi everybody, first of all. So you said quite everything. Indeed, I worked in finance as a trader for 16 years, and before that I had this dream to be comedian. So this is why I started my studies in finance, keeping in mind that after my studies I will start a career as a comedian. I never imagined that I will become a trader, because I wanted to be a comedian. But after my studies, a big company proposed me a good job with a good salary, everything, and at this
golden
time,
cage.
The golden cage, exactly. yeah. That's right. That's the right word, the right expression. Because at this right moment, I had to make a choice.
Yeah.
Either I went to an uncertain life, or a comfortable one. Of course, I made the courageous choice. I went to the comfortable one.
Yeah.
Of course. So as you said, I kept my dream aside. More than this, I buried it for years before it came back. The first one, something like 7 or 8 years after I started as a trader. But at this time that was very difficult to join a theater group, because I had my job, and also I played rugby in a high-level competition, that was difficult to have time for theater. So it came back in my mind, but it went out as fast as it came.
So what was the turning point?
The turning point was 7 years ago now. 7 years ago, this idea came back again. Still the same problem, the time.
There's no time. There's no
This is not the fact that I didn't have time. Is that I had to make a choice once again. My job, that was not in my mind to quit, but I still had the rugby at this time, so I had to choose between rugby and theater, and I didn't want to make that choice. So I kept I kept playing rugby, but I didn't let my dream run away this time, and I realized that if I couldn't join a group to play, maybe I could do it by myself, and that's why I started one-man shows.
One-man comedy show.
One-man comedy show, yeah, exactly. One-man comedy show. Because with this solution, there is only me, myself, and I on the stage. So no problem. I schedule my time as I want or as I can. I write and play what I want, what I can. And so on. But the real turning point was one day. That was I still remember that day. That was on May 2011. May. I heard on the radio that in Paris you have some theaters that opened their doors to unknown comedian for 5, 6, 10 minutes to play whatever they want. You know, there could be comedy or sing or magic or whatever you want. I heard that, and I said, yeah, that's the way I will. Come back to theater and come back on stage. And that was on May 2011, and then I spent the summer writing sketches. Sketches, you said?
Sketches, yeah.
Sketches, writing sketches. And on September 2011, I did my first here in France. They call it scène ouverte. This is opening show.
Okay.
You know, opening show.
Opening
mic.
Yeah.
Opening mic.
Yeah.
And that I did my first one on September 2011. And you know what? It was just like I never quit. Really.
So you felt that. What did you feel?
2011, the last time I went on stage was was on 1996 or 97, something like this.
Yeah.
So 14 years before. And when I went back, it was just I quit the day before. It was just fantastic, and then I did another one.
So you kept the job at this,
meanwhile,
and you were doing these shows until
just small shows, you know, sketches.
Like,
there was just sketches.
2 years, 1 year.
No, less than that. Because I got very lucky, because 2 or 3 months after
you were lucky because you were there. You know, you actually.
You mean when I say I was lucky? You know, I mean that's.
If you
believe in fate, or you know, it had to happen. But as you said, you need to be at the right place at the right moment. And obviously, I was, because 2 or 3 months after this, after I started, I did one of those opening mic. And there is one guy in the audience who was a director of a theater, owner of a theater.
Yeah.
And he came to me at the end and he told me he liked what I did, etc. Blah 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 blah. And he wanted to play to have me in his theater. Yeah. I said yes, of course. And this was in February, sorry. And on April 12th, 2012. I started my first full show. Yeah.
But when he asked that you have a full show,
no,
you didn't have, but you said
of course.
You have.
Yeah. Yes. He asked
Did you have? Yeah. So you said yes.
Exactly. I had something like 2 or 3 sketches in my book. That's all I had. And he asked me if I had a full show. I said yes, of course. Yeah. Because one of the keys never said no. Yes. Always say yes. Say yes to life. Say yes to everything, and then you have to manage to do it. And this is what I did. Yeah.
Perfect. And did he? Because you know, first of the thing is, like you say, you're lucky, but unless you were doing something, you were out there. You know, you never met that guy, so you need to be like. In the action, whatever you are, even a little bit, like bits, but you need to get out there and do something, do it. And what I also wanted to ask whether, how was, like, did you have this fear of, okay, I'll quit my comfortable job and start doing this full time? Were you like sure about, or were you inspired just by emotion, like shit, this is mine, and you are? What was your feeling, and whether you have this fear to go into this fully?
First of all, it took me 3 years before I quit. During 3 years, I did both. Trader during the day and playing my shows during the night. Yeah, exactly. So after 3 years, I asked myself, what do you want to do now? All right, you're back on stage. That's good. What do you want to do? You want to do it seriously, or just want to do it as a hobby or something like this, as you did rugby and everything? And then I had the answer one day. In a nutshell, I was hearing an interview of Jamiroquai, who said that if you want to succeed, you must be involved 100%. You must involve 100% of your person.
Of yourself in that.
Of yourself, in that.
Yes.
And that was at the moment I was wondering myself when will be the right time to quit my job and start the show as a professional comedian. And I took it as a sign, and then I quit something like less than 6 months after that. Yeah, in 2015.
But you know, I just want to tell you and share with the viewers also that, you know, comedy, I think for me, I mean, in my view, is the hardest thing to do, especially, you know, when you have this comfortable job like a finance guy, where, you know, comfortable job, and you have the rugby, you know, kind of professional, and you're professional rugby, so you have this, you're interrupted in your ego quite a lot of times. A lot of people are interrupted in ego because I'm successful, I'm strong, I'm a person, like strong person because of the rugby, I'm successful because of finance job, I got money and stuff, and now you gotta be on a stage there, and when you comedy, you have straight away, you have feedback right away. It's not like you're playing a show, like a theater show, at the end of the show you have people kind of applauding or not, you know, but you have this every second, you have a feedback. People are sad, or people are, you know, telling you fuck up because they don't laugh. So comedy is the very hardest thing, you know, because you gotta tell a joke, and if there is no laugh, you know, your ego or self-worth just goes down. It's like it's very hard. And I wanted also to ask you, how was your first? What did you have this fear of you're not going to be, you know, kind of you're not going to be received well, people are not going to like you, and how did you go through it? You know, having all these careers that are successful that you are already, in a way.
So I didn't compare what I had before to what I would be received in my new life. So I really separate everything. But to answer your question, this is not the ego I'm talking about myself only. All right, this is not the ego that is hurt when people don't laugh. It's more the idea at this right moment they don't laugh. It's the idea that maybe I didn't do a so good job.
Yes.
So maybe I have something to rewrite or improve. You know.
Well, that's healthy approach. Yes, very healthy approach.
This is the way I approach things, because if you put the ego in the equation, then you become in both ways, the good one or the bad one. You put yourself in a place that you become the slave of your ego.
Exactly.
You see. So if you are happy to have a good audience that tell you that you are fantastic, that you are marvelous, blah blah blah, then if you are, of course, you are sensible.
Yeah.
You are sensible to receive that. Of course, it makes you happy, but if it makes you feel that you are someone good, someone important, then on the other hand, it means that the day you have an audience that don't like what you do, then you will feel a bad guy, a bad person. I mean, someone who doesn't do good things, you know.
Yes.
And you will feel low.
Yes.
So
worthless in a way.
Sorry.
Worthless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is, if there is one thing I separate is separate. Yeah, maybe it's my person and my job.
Yeah.
So my person is what I am.
And the results that are coming out.
And the result comes with the job, the work, the job. Sorry, the work I do to have it. I mean, me is who I am. With all my values, my quality, my default, and everything. This is who I am. But the one I am on stage is not necessarily the same I am in life.
Right. Yeah.
That's even if Fouad speaks on stage, this is a comedian who speaks. This is not the one that you have here on your side doing the interview.
Yeah.
So I separate the two, my life and the show.
Yeah.
That's why when I come back to your question and the ego. That's why when people give me their feedback on real time after a joke or at the end of the show, I take it as either as a compliment that tells me that I'm on the right way, or on the other hand, maybe that there is something I have to improve. So this is, as you said, this is This is live feedback. So you you have the answer at the right moment. You don't have to wait for critics or anything.
That's right.
Right now, at this right moment, you know if what you thought that could make people laugh, indeed make them laugh or not. So,
I like your approach, and thank you for sharing that, because that's so valuable. And for me, that represents, because I see a lot of people, people I work with or I discuss with. What stops a lot of people is the, being perceived and not being accepted for what they do. Like, I'm not gonna write a book because I'm not afraid, or I'm not gonna sing and go on stage to sing because it's like they're afraid to be that person, And when you keep that separate, like, I am who I am, and then I need to give it a try. And because if I'm not gonna be received well, maybe I'm not gonna do it well in the first place. It just means that I need to improve the next time. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
And people are afraid to fail there because they'll say, like, I'm good here. I'd rather be here in my whatever I'm used to it now than try it there and then maybe fail, and people will tell me that I'm stupid or I'm an asshole. And that's what separates. And you have the healthy approach, and that's what it's. And thank you for sharing that, because that's the approach is most important. It's like you are you, and then your performance out there, and if you're rejected, it just means that you need to improve whatever you're doing there.
Exactly, but I tell it very easily now, but it took me years to
understand
to have this mind, this opinion now, to have this idea in mind. Sorry, this is the word I wanted to say. Because and there is no mystery. If I quit my job only 3 years ago, that was maybe a good reason. Maybe I was not ready before, but maybe I was too shy, or I don't know. But of course, if I didn't do it before, it's because it was not the right time. And it was the right time 3 years ago, because I felt strong enough. I felt
ready.
How to say ready? Yeah. Let's say that, ready. But what I wanted to say, because maybe that's all. Because you said about people who are shy to do things.
They're afraid to be rejected. When they whatever they want to do, new thing they want to do. They're afraid to be stupid, or to be called, to be rejected by other people. For failure. They're afraid to fail, and they take it personally. It's like they failure.
This is what I wanted to say. And this is how I started. It took me years to become the one I am now, because I am much older than I look like. But no, the thing I wanted to say is that yes, of course, you need, when you go on stage with audience in front of you, of course you need to be straight in your boots, and that's how you say. That's how you say.
You're content. You need to be content. It's like you kind of fully there, present, fully present.
Exactly, and you must separate the one you present to the audience and the one you really are outside of the theater. So it took me years, even in my life, because I did a lot of work on myself, personal development. Personal development and everything. And as I said, there is no mystery if I did it only 3 years ago and not before, I think.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I will be respectful of your time, and also a number of things that you shared with us. These were paramount, and I wanted to share it with you, and hopefully our guys are gonna grasp and gonna take example, because a lot of time we stuck in a golden cage, as you were sharing, the golden cage. Like, here is comfortable, here is they don't mind, and we forget about some of our dreams, and the transition is the hardest. And I wanted to share, to reflect on your experience, and that's why was my intention with the interview. But thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you, Vadim.
And leave you with maybe the next time we'll do another one.
Yeah, with pleasure.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Bye bye.